Sure to Cook.
Welcome back to another episode of Be Sure to Cook. Today, we're going to make something easy and simple. We're going to be making a chicken pot pie with biscuits. So stay tuned and let's do this. Okay, I'm getting my favorite cooking board out. It's an old cooking board. I do have other ones, but this is my favorite one. This is the one I always started to cook. I know sometimes it's got little stains, but it's clean. And actually, you can get this off if you actually bleach this. We're going to be cutting up this rusted potato. Okay, so what I'm going to do is for this pot pie, I'm going to need some potatoes. And they're not like big potatoes or nothing. These are going to be very small potatoes. I'm using a rusted potato. For the simple fact is, I'm going to like cook it a little bit, but I'm going to take it out while it's blanched just a little bit. And I'm going to let it cook into the rest of it because this is a quick and easy. And anybody can do this recipe. And anybody can do this within a 30-minute to have your dinner on the table for the kiddos or for just you and your husband or just for friends over. You want to make something real quick and easy. Okay, I didn't rinse the potato at all. I'm just going to cut it up like this because if you get this potato wet, your knife can slip and you can cut your hand. So I want it just like it is because we're going to wash it up later. So I'm just going to cut this down. It is really a big potato. Okay, I want these in small. Now watch your hands when you're doing this because I'm so used to doing it. I just want these in flat and I want these in nice fat slices. Okay. I know those look like big fat fries, but I'm not. I'm trying to cut them into nice square blocks. I got little small potatoes that I have cut up. And as you can tell, here is what they look like. They're dirty, so we're gonna take them and we're gonna plop them into our strainer so we can go ahead and mix these with water, clean these up really good. And I just do this, guys. Okay. Okay, I've got these potatoes clean. I'm going to throw them into a pot and I'm going to cover these up with water and I'm going to boil these for exactly 3 minutes. Okay, so we're going to boil these potatoes. We're going to boil them for about 3 minutes because we don't want them to actually cook until they're done because these are also going to go in the oven. I just want to blanch these really good. I should have did the hot water. You can do the hot water first and then you can plop these in and wait for 3 minutes. Okay, these have been about 3 minutes. I am going to stop the cooking process on this. I'm putting this in cold water and I'm going to stop this because these are still quite not done. But I don't want them to keep cooking until they're mushy because I want them to go into the sauce. Okay, this chicken is actually been refrigerated. It's cold. I got it yesterday. I ended up getting two. One because I, was going to eat it. And that was for my family. I was being lazy yesterday. But this one I bought especially for this day. I'm just going to use the breast. And as you see, I'm picking off all the skin of this breast. Okay, now we're getting ready to make our mix. We've got our chicken breast ready. We haven't cut it up yet, but we'll be cutting that up in a moment. Let's go ahead and make our mix. We got some seasonings going on here, guys. And let's go over these seasonings. I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of white powder. I've got a teaspoon of granulated garlic. I've got a 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. And I got maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of thyme. And then this is my all-around seasoning mix. Okay, in a nice size bowl, I'm going to add, this is 2 cans, 15-ounce cans of cream of celery mix. I'm going to put all this into my big, large bowl. Black pepper, I'm going to sprinkle in. All around seasoning mix. I'm going to mix these two up together, make sure these get blended in very well. Garlic powder. paprika, and thyme. Now we're going to mix all of that together. Some of them you want to mix really good because it's going to be hard to try to get all those seasons mixed together. It'll be clumped up. We don't want that. After that's mixed very well, we've got another ingredient. This is chicken gravy. It's a chicken gravy pack, or you can get chicken gravy like this in a jar. It's a powdered kind. And I've got, for 2 of these cans, I have 2 packs. So I'm going to sprinkle in some, half of that, and I'm going to make sure I mix this very well. Okay, so make sure you just whip this in very good and make sure all the powder. And this is a quick and easy recipe, and it only takes a couple minutes. You're only doing a couple things. I have a cup of chicken broth. And this chicken broth, I'm only going to put a little bit in there, and I'm going to mix this up very well. Slowly. You don't want to beat it like you did earlier. You just want to kind of like, because you don't want to get everything over the stove or over your counter. So you just want to kind of beat it where in the bowl where it gets kind of loose. So you pour the rest in there. There's a whole cup, guys. So you want to just mix this very well, because don't forget, this is a gravy pack in here. So you can do beef pack if you want it. If you're using chunks of beef or steak or something, you can do the chicken like we're doing. You can do the turkey if you're making a turkey Popeye. You know, any of the Popeyes that you can make too. Now you're gonna need more of probably the chicken. It always makes its own like chicken. I call this like a gelatin chicken, and that's what I'm using. Because when you bake a chicken, it does its own gelatin, and when you let it cool down, I'm using that gelatin to give it much flavor. Okay, here is my cold chicken breast that I'm going to cut up into like little dice. Okay, so you're going to make sure when you get that chicken breast, you don't get any, back gristle or nothing. You don't want that. That's nasty eats. It's really nasty eats. So I'm going to make sure there's no gristle, no bones. Chicken breasts don't really have a lot of that, which that is good. And I'm just going to cut them up and dice them. Okay, I've got my gel in there. Now we're going to start adding. I've got about a cup of these potatoes. Of course, guys, these potatoes are not all the way done because we don't want them all the way done. And this right here is that gel. If you see that, that's that gel that I put in that's going to melt in here. I've got about a cup of frozen peas and carrots. Just a cup of that. I want to make sure they get all through. Then I'm going to add about a cup or 2 cups, depends on how much chicken you want, of that diced chicken that we have already mixed up. Okay, so we're going to do the whole 2 cups of diced chicken. Now this is a chicken breast. Now don't forget, I still got that gel in there that's going to bust in when it gets nice and melted. It's going to get all that flavor of the chicken and everything in there. And we want this to be juicy because, see, these potatoes are going to suck up this oil and absorb with the vegetables. So we want it to be a little bit juicy. So I'm going to add about another tablespoon of this chicken, what I call it, like a chicken jello. I'll call it jello because it turns into a gelatin when it goes into the refrigerator and get cold, or you have the freezer. You want to take off the oil, or you don't need the oil. The oil turned white, but the natural juices from the chicken will turn into a light brown jello-y, like it looks just like jello. Okay, before I put this into my pan, I'm going to spread with some non-stick spray. This is about a 9-inch glass pan. It's like a deep dish. Okay, I'm going to pour all of this inside. Oh, gotta turn around because I can't see. I'm gonna scrape all of this. I want all this goodness into this. This is a big, huge pan of Popeye mix. Okay, then I'm gonna spread this out. Don't forget that gel's still in there and it's all in there. So we're gonna spread all this out. We got everything in here. And then we're going to put this in a 350 degrees oven. We want this to start bubbling and cooking and getting everything nice and really hot and let it finish cooking. And once we're going to take this out and we're going to add our biscuits on top. We're going to thin out our biscuits and we're going to add them on top. Okay, in a 350 degree oven. Okay, our Popeye mix has been in the oven for 20 minutes. I want to make sure I cook those vegetables all the way through, but I don't want to cook them so much where they overcook. I don't want to cook them undercooked. That's why I pre-cooked my potatoes. I want everything to come together. So since it's been in there for 20 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my dough, which I have a can of biscuits. These are the big biscuits, not the little bitty ones, or you can use a little one. These are great big giant biscuits, and these are buttered biscuits. So I'm going to hit, I know that look crazy. I'm going to hit the top and I'm going to take them out. These are the big butter biscuits. Now, what I want to tell you is most people just take these. I'm using about 1, 2, 3, 4. It's pretty good. Most people just take these and put these on top, but they're rising. They be a real big. I don't want that. I want to make sure they rise, but I want to also make sure that they're not overwhelming the whole Popeye. Okay, this is not done yet, but it's halfway through. Like I said, I want my vegetables to still be nice and green, and I don't want them to turn like that really dark green. Not dark, pretty green, that brownish, dull green, where they look like that old green. I don't like those. I want to give this a good mix. See, it's nice and hot. Like I'm just warming up. The potatoes has already been in there and they've been pre-cooked. So I'm just actually really cooking those all the way through this time. This time I want to mix it all up and get everything together. And I want to start putting on my dough biscuits. And these are the ones that I already laid out. Look at there. See? And I want these to cook just like the biscuit. And I'm going to do one more and I'm going to tear it in half and do the bottom of it. Okay, I've cut this in half. I rolled one out, cut it in half, and I have where I can have, so I want this to go in the middle, but I want the dough. So in the meantime, I still have a couple more biscuits because I think they come with 8. I'm going to go ahead and bake these on the side in a pan by themselves. So anybody that still wants a little bit of the biscuit, they can soften it up with these extra biscuits. Okay, back in the oven this goes for another 25 minutes. Maybe sooner than that. Look for it about 15 minutes. Okay, now we got the biscuits. They're all nice and brown. And guess what, guys? I just want to let you all know I'm getting ready to get a spoon here. Okay, as I get the spoon, and I'm kind of always like to rinse off my spoons. Okay, you can look. See the chicken that's inside here? Look, in the Popeye. You don't want your Popeye to be thick. You want that nice sauce. So you want to let it cool down just a little bit because it's still hot. And as it cools, it gets a little bit more thicker. But I like mine a little wet. I hate a dry Popeye. It makes me so angry to have it. So in the other hand here, those are those extra biscuits. For anybody who wants an extra biscuit, what you're going to do is you can have extra just in case they want to sop up some more of that delicious gravy sauce. So it's got chicken. You don't have to worry about the celery because we made it with celery. So you don't need to put any more celery because it was made with celery. Okay, guys, I'm going to get one of my Popeyes with all my ingredients on top. I'm going to sit this on the side here. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to get all that chicken and all those vegetables. And I'm going to put my right here on the side. Okay, and here it is. My homemade chicken Popeye with biscuits. I hope you enjoyed the show today, and I hope you make this wonderful, quick, and easy chicken pot pie. You can do it. It's quick, it's easy. It only takes about 30 minutes to make, and you can have it ready for friends, for family, for get-togethers. It's the best thing you can ever do. Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope you come back so we can make plenty more dishes. Because guess what? I didn't make this pot pie alone. You and me, we did this together. And we can do plenty more. All you got to do is just come on back. Hey guys, see you next time. Bye.